basically, right, this fucking kid, Matty, is a fucking maggot, do you know what I mean? And he was here before collecting the money on the door and that. He's got to go to get his tickets to go and get the fucking tube. Is that you there, Matty, lad? You said you were going home, lad. Matty, get up here, lad. I was just about to fucking do your bit, lad.
Well, that were it there, and my admire. I was going to go on, but as soon as I'd come, I thought I'd just come. So, Eddie was going to tell you a story, like, but I think I might as well just tell it you. It were about a couple of weeks ago, right? We were all in the pub. There were me, Eddie, his mate Daz, and like loads of other of them. And they're all my mates, like, they're all alright, you know what I mean? And I got up to go to the toilet, so I needed a right massive wee. So I got up, I went to the toilet, I came back, I like all this stuff like floating in my drink. It was like white, it were horrible. And I was like, hey lads, come on, what is that? What is that? That's dirty, what is that? Come on boys. And they were like, no Matty, just drink it, Matty, just drink it. And I'm like, nah, I can't drink that, look at that. In the end, I finally got it out of them. It were only a whole portion of mayonnaise. A whole portion of it. I mean, after I found out, I still drank it, because I paid for it, so I still drank it, man. But I was moaning to him, I was like, boys, come on, you can't just do that to my beverage while I'm not there. Can't just do what you like to it. Come on, boys. And they were all like, I was like, get me another pint, boys, get me another pint. You know, that cost me like £3 or something, can I have another one, please? And they were all laughing, no, Matty, no, you'll have to get your own, Matty. In the end, I goes up to go for another really massive wee. I come back, and there was a pint on the table, and they were like, Matty, that's yours. So I looked at it, and it was brown and that, it looked fizzy, it looked like a pint, you know what I mean? So I started drinking it, and I thought, that doesn't taste quite right, that. I mean, I still drank it all. It took me ages, but I still drank it. And it made my chest feel all warm inside. And afterwards, they were all laughing and giggling and like looking at me and stuff, and I was like, it's just, I don't know what it is, but it's just brown, isn't it? So I got up and I thought, right, I'm going to go and get to the bottom of this one. I can't just leave this one. So I walked over to the bar and I was speaking to the barmaid. And I was like, excuse me, did you serve that man over there before? And she was like, I did, aye. And I'm like, what on earth did you put in my drink? And she's just bending over the bar, just going, laughing her head off at me. Finally, she told me what were in it. Apparently it was like, I'd like a shot of Bailey's in it, a shot of Beefeater gin, like a shot of Drambuie, some Navy rum, a shot of dry white wine, all this loads of other stuff, and then like all topped up with apple juice, you know, to make it brown. So in the end, I was like, nah, you know, I got home and I told my mum, and she was like, Matty, I don't want you hanging around with those boys anymore. I think they're all just taking the piss out of you. I was like, nah, man, they're all alright, you know what I mean? I think really, my mum don't really like me hanging around with anybody, you know. But she prefers it if I go to work. And I do like going to work. I work for like a tool store, Total Tools it's called. I work for it, and I work for this man who works there as well. His name's Malcolm. He's right funny. He tells me all these funny things at work, and he never really gets at me when I bother him. You know, because I've done quite a few things wrong like since I've started there. I put a tea bag in his coffee once. I put out-of-date milk in his coffee once. I sold a drill for half the price it were meant to be. I sold fireworks to underage, sharp instruments, aerosols, smoking paraphernalia, and the worst one were knives to underage. My boss nearly got shut down for a whole day for that one. And then there was this one time, this bloke come into the shop and he was like, Matty, your boss Malcolm owes me £50 out of the till. So I just gave it to him. Well, I didn't even know him. But there's loads of things like that. I mean, recently, I have had a little bit of grief off head office because Malcolm, he tried to discipline me over this one, but he was like, look, we're going to have to send it upstairs, you know, you can't just be behaving like this, Matty. Because this one time, right, he were out of the shop, and it was just me in there, all on my own, nobody else, just me. Which is fine and that, I don't mind it, it's alright, I'd sometimes just close up and sit around. So, I'm in there, and I heard the click of the kettle going, and I thought, right, I'll get a right nice brew on here. So I walked back through into the kitchen, and I come back, after like pouring on my water, and I come back, and the whole counter were like, all smoke coming out, and it was like it was on fire. I'd only gone and left like a fag burning in the ashtray, hadn't I? Next to all these receipts and stuff, all burning. So I run back into the kitchen, I got like a big massive bucket of water, I threw it all over the counter. And then I looked and the till were open, all the notes were wet, all the receipts from all the things we'd done all day are wet, everything's bloody soaking. My boss got back and he wasn't happy. He threw his lid, he was not happy. He was telling me I had to try and dry all the notes out. I left them in there, Malcolm, they're all stuck together, I don't know what you want me to do about it. So in the end, he sat me down and he was like, Matty, we're going to have to write to head office and tell them that you're really sorry about this. We can't be having it no more. It can't happen. So he helped me. He helped me write this letter. I think I might have it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I don't think that's it. That's not it. Is this it? No, that's not it. No, that's not it. I will find it in a minute. I think this might be it. So he helped me write it now. He used his words, but it was like my letters, so he helped me write it, but it's from my words. So basically, it reads a bit like this. It's like, Dear Head Office, Total Tools, I would like to take this opportunity to hereby formally apologise for my previous record of gross misconduct. I realise now that by accidentally allowing a small portion of the shop to be damaged by fire was not only endangering customers, but potentially my own safety. Sorry, it's a bit crinkled. I now realise that my momentary concentration lapse could have potentially cost our business an awful lot of money. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity you have granted me in deciding not to terminate my employment at the present time. I am confident that I will be able to continue to carry out all of my future duties to the high standards that I have now realised are expected of me. Kindest most regards, Matty. So I wrote him that letter, and I've not even heard nothing back off him. Maybe I should have sent it. But anyway, that's just a few things that are always happening at work. Like, I was always in trouble in school. I would always be naughty, always messing around. There was this one time, right, I was in my art class, and we used to have this teacher called Mr. Trent, his name was, and he was proper funny. He wore like a stupid waistcoat and these big massive glasses. And we were in his lesson one time in art, and he was like, right, everybody needs to do their drawing now. He's just walking around and checking it. And all the lads were like, Matty, draw a picture, Mr. Trent, go on. Draw him, draw him. I'm like, no, I don't even want to. They're like, go on, Matty, just draw him. So in the end I did, because like, they told me to, so I had to draw him. So I'm sitting, I'm drawing the picture, and then Mr. Trent was like, Matty, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing, sir, nothing. So I screwed up my piece of paper and just threw it on the floor. And then he was like, we're going to leave, and he was going, Matty, come here, stay behind. I was like, oh, sir, I don't want to. He was like, I want to talk to you. So anyway, I goes over to him, we're talking, and he's like, Matty, why have you drawn this? He's only gone and found the bloody picture, hasn't he? I said, sir, I didn't even draw it. It weren't me. And he was like, Matty, I could tell it's you. The writing, it's shit. And the drawing itself is shit. You've obviously drawn it. I was like, but sir, it weren't even me what drawed it. In the end, we were going round and round and round. And I thought, all right, sorry sir, I've drawn it, I'm sorry. But it was always just little things like that getting in trouble. To be honest, my favourite part of school, it were always just the time off. Like, the time I could not wait for the summer holidays. It was just the best, it was blinding. It was like it was your whole life off school, don't have to go back ever. I mean, you do go back, but you know, it feels like forever. So, we always used to go to this one place. I think like my nan had a caravan there, or she like one of her mates or something like that. We used to go to this caravan in Skegness, every year we go. And this one year we went, I was like 15. I went with my mum, my dad, my nan, my little sister, she was 7. And we were all sitting in the car, and they were absolutely belting it down with rain, proper chucking it down. And they're all moaning in the car. My nan's playing all this stupid rubbish music, and my sister's there. And she'd only gone and had like 2 massive balls of banana bubbles for breakfast. I was like, you can't be eating that, you're only 7. Anyway, she's eating it, gets in the car, and lo and behold, about half hour later, she's chucking up all over the place. Oh, it smelled like ripe bananas. So we finally got there, in the end, after the longest car journey ever. Finally got there. Still raining, and everyone were like, Matty, you carry that inside. Matty, you get that. Matty, do you want to go and set this up? Matty, do you want to do that? I was like, it's my idea as well, you know. No one were even bothered. There was no one there my age to play with. They were all like 100, like my nan or something. And there was no one. And then I weren't going to play with my little sister, were I? Because she was 7, so I can't even play with her. My dad used to give me like a £5 every day to go down to the arcades. I don't mind the arcades, even if I'm on my own, it's alright. First I'll have a little go on the 2p machine, you know, just to make my money last a little bit longer. And you try and win a bit more money, but I think they're all stuck on, they never fall down the way they're supposed to. And then I'll have a little go on the motorbike game where you pretend you're driving a motorbike and you're leaning to turn it and stuff. That was fun. I always lose at that one. And then I'll have a go where you shoot all the zombies and then you have to put more pounds in to carry on. But I wouldn't put more pounds in because you weren't going to win it anyway, so I just leave it. And then there were this, because there's so many games you can play, there's loads of them, you know, they're all everywhere. No point wasting all your money on one game. so like, I found this other game that were rhyming. It was like, you were driving a car, and if you had a mate or another person with you, they could like be shooting at the same time while you're driving, and it's like you're both like a team. But I had to play it on my own, so it wasn't that fun. I mean, I was driving and that, and I was just getting shot loads, so my god, it didn't last very long. And then I thought, right, I'll use my last pound, I'll put it in, and I thought I'll drive and I'll shoot at the same time, and that might be fun. But it wasn't, because I just died really quickly. But, you know, it wasn't a bad holiday. I mean, it was, but the best to stay, my favourite stay there was like the best to stay. The sun had finally come out on the last day, and I met all these lads down there. There were loads of them, they were all there. They were like John, Peter, Andrew, Michael, loads of them, and there were another one called John. All the Johns were there, they were all there. And they were like, Matty, should we have a game of football? I'm like, I didn't really like playing football in school. I always just go in goal, because then you don't have to run around loads. I don't think anyone else realises that you can just kind of stand there. It's easy. Proper easy. Just like, oh, there's the ball. Oh, I should have got that. So I'm there, I'm in goal. I let loads in. And I thought, I'm going to have to make a bit more of an effort now, because they're all going to hate me. So this one ball comes over really slow, yeah, I can see it, and I've just like dived on it. I shouldn't have really, I was exaggerating a bit, but I thought, you know, I might try and impress them a little bit, you know. So as I dived on it, I felt this massive pain down my arm, like a really, really big pain. And as I looked, all my arm were like all red and all like cut to pieces. My Puma jumper was absolutely ruined. Cut to pieces it was. And all the lads there were like, Matty, you're going to have to go get your dad. I'm like, I'm not even bothered about it, let's carry on, I don't even care. And they were like, Matty, no, you're proper bleeding, you're going to have to go get him. So I waited. John ran off to get him. My dad comes back and he was not happy because, you know, he was here, he was on his holiday, he was trying to have like a meal with my mum or something, and then I'm there all cut to pieces. So he was like, Matty, we're going to have to take you away, mate. I don't want to, but we're going to have to, you know, because you can't just be diving on the floor and cut yourself, we're leaving it. So we get in the car, and my sister was there, and she was crying, you know, because she's 7, just crying her eyes out and that, and I weren't even crying, I weren't even bothered, I thought it was fine. We got to A&E, and there was loads of people there, all different things wrong with them, loads of things wrong with them. I kind of wondered if they were on holiday as well. Like me, you know, like a holiday hospital. So we went there, and it seemed like forever we were waiting, a very, very long time. The nurse, she finally called my name, she's leaning out from the curtain, she's going, Matty. I'm like, oh, I guess that's me then. So he walks over, and she's like, Matty, you're really lucky there not to have like grazed an artery or cut yourself even deeper than you have. What we're gonna have to do is get these little stitches. And they weren't like stitches like when you're sewing something. They were like stitches like sellotape, like you tear them off and kind of like stick them over. And she had them, and they were in this little thing that were like a bit like a bowl, shaped a bit like that, and it was like all made of egg box. It was one of them. So she's getting them and she's sticking them all on me, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. I didn't even need them anyway, so I don't know why you're doing it. And then when she finished, she was like, oh, you're very lucky, Matty. Just stay out of trouble. Don't hurt yourself no more. I'm like, no, I'll do my best. And then the next day, we just went home. And that was pretty much it, you know. I mean, I had a holiday, and they were belting, really. I mean, I got hurt while I was there. I made some friends while I was there. I played a shooting driving game while I was there. It was absolutely mint. Now, I think I finished everything I'm supposed to be telling you now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and have a little pint, I think. Like a nice, crisp, cold, brown pint, I think. So I don't really know if you want to join me, but that's what I'll be doing. Once I get all of these things that I've thrown on the floor. I'm nearly there now, I'll get them. Right, well, thank you very much for listening to me.